What is going on? This is Cody, and you are tuned into B-Boy 45, broadcasting from the Seacrest Studios at Children's Hospital, Colorado. And it is another special edition of the latest news to keep you in the groove with Maya. Maya, why is today's edition so special?
Because Linden Ashby is calling in.
Linden Ashby, woo!
Hi.
Welcome!
Woo! Hey, thanks for having me. You can drive across the desert with me, all right?
Okay, that sounds good. What state of desert are you in?
Let's see, hold on. Okay, we are driving across the Mojave Desert.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, Maya.
Yeah, so we're out here.
Take it away, girl.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much for calling in. I'm so excited to talk to you.
It's really nice to talk to you too, Maya. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So my first question for you is, who or what inspired you to become an actor?
I did a couple of plays, really one play in high school, and I liked it. And then when I went to college, I tried out for a play, and I liked it. And then I did more theater, and I wasn't at a really a theater school. I was at a branch of the University of Colorado in Durango, Colorado, of all places. And it was just this sort of window in time where they had this amazing theater department. And I started doing plays and thought, this is what I want to do. And then I went to New York. I dropped out of college. My parents weren't real happy. Moved to New York and went to a place called the Neighborhood Playhouse and studied with a guy named Sandy Meisner. And it was amazing. It was kind of this transformative thing in my life. And then got out, got a job, got an agent, got another job, and just somehow got lucky enough to keep doing it for the next 40 years or so.
Oh, cool. So I read that you're also a martial artist.
Yeah.
What got you into that?
I started boxing when I was in college, and then did a little bit of karate, and always kind of kept working out on a bag. And then when I got Mortal Kombat, I really started studying more seriously martial arts. And ever since then, I've kind of studied one thing or another pretty consistently for the last 25 years or so. It used to be that I did a lot of location work, and I'd be on location in some city, and then I'd find a dojo or a studio, a martial arts studio near the hotel, and I would just take whatever they were teaching. So I've studied a lot of different things at one point or another, Wing Chun, Kung Fu, Karate, Taekwondo, and right now I'm studying Tang Soo Do, which is a type of karate, and it's amazing. I love it. It keeps you in shape, and you keep learning new things, and it's just, I like it.
Oh, cool. So you played Sheriff Noah Stilinski in Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with that show. What was the best part of playing the sheriff?
The best part of that show for me was the people. I loved the character that I got to play. He was sort of the best parts of myself, if that makes any sense. And then, I got to watch all those kids grow up and become adults. I watched, Dylan and Tyler and Dylan and Colton and Sprayberry and, Tyler and everyone really blossom and become these amazing people. They were great kids when we started, and then they became great, men and Holland and Crystal and just the list. So it was really the family element of it. I felt like it was family, and we kept it that way. And I still see those people and keep in touch, and I keep in touch with Jeff. I think the writing was what made it. He created that world, and he kind of invited us and let us play in it. And I love it. It's still a huge part of my life.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I actually...
I forgot to mention Melissa and then my co-pilot here, Susan.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I bought a bunch of Teen Wolf pictures to hang. Okay, now you. Okay. Sorry, this background. I just figured out how to change the background on Zoom, so now I'm having so much fun playing around with it, and so
Nice.
But yeah,
I love your background.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I bought a bunch of Teen Wolf pictures that I'm gonna hang up, and so my sister, we always share the room, and she really she's a big fan of the show too, and she just recently went to college. So when she left, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna turn our room into like a Teen Wolf shrine. So I'm just buying like everything that I can hang up.
Oh, nice. Nice. When I don't know how we can get in touch with each other, but figure out. Yeah, well, you know how to get in touch with me, so let's reach out and I'll get your address and I'll send you something that I think you'll like.
Oh, thank you.
You bet.
So, could you relate to your character in any way?
I could. It's funny. Our oldest daughter was the exact age of Tyler and Dylan, and so I was a dad, and they were all kind of going through the same sorts of things at the same time. And so I could totally relate to it. I could relate to it as a father, and a father who worries about their children and wants the best for their kids. And being this, I'm not a sheriff, but I could relate to that aspect of it too. There was a lot of it that just felt second nature to me.
Oh, cool. So what drew you to being a part of the show?
It's funny. I got an appointment to go in and read for this show called Teen Wolf, and my initial reaction was, "Oh gosh, you got to be kidding me! Come on!" That was a 1980s movie, and now we're making a TV show out of it. I wasn't really interested, and then I read the script, and it was really good, and I went with it, and I got lucky enough to get offered the job, and it's always been that. I mean, it's a show that's got so much heart, and it's about friendship. It's really a show about friendship and and I love that.
Yeah.
Our relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it was all about the script for me. Reading this great script.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I know that you've talked openly about suffering from panic attacks, and I have tremendous anxiety, and so I was wondering what you found that helps you deal with.
It's pretty overwhelming when it happens. And I think that if you can somehow realize, that it's happening, you have this anxiety, but also that it's not going to last forever. The way you're feeling now is not the way you'll feel in an hour from now. And I breathe. And a therapist told me a long time ago that if you do something that is something that an adult can do, like if you cook yourself a meal, right? That's not something a child can do. You're taking control. You're doing something simple that a child couldn't do, and you center yourself. Or I try and center myself, and I just try and keep breathing, and I try and get through it. I mean, anxiety is a horrible thing, and it's debilitating. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have any magic potion. I wish I did. Yeah. What do you do?
Oh, I usually I will have music that helps me, or I'll watch one of my favorite shows. And I that's really what helps me get out of my head, or doing an interview and working on my show. That I just remember one day, I could not stop with, my mind was just kind of spiraling with all this stuff. And so I remember I watched Teen Wolf to help. So
yeah. And I'm glad that it did. And it's something, like what you just said, is that you work on your show. And I think also that it's okay to admit that it's happening, It's okay to admit that you're going through it. And if you can talk to somebody about what's happening, to you, then a lot of times that makes it better. It's that we try and kind of keep this stuff inside and not let anyone know really what we're feeling and what we're going through. And I think if you can talk to somebody and be open about it, sometimes that helps too. But I love that you do your show and you get involved in what you're doing. And that's like what I was saying. You're taking control. You're doing something. You're moving forward, and it might not be immediate, but you find your way through, right? Yeah.
So you've been in so many things, and I was wondering, have you had a favorite project or character you've played?
Well, Teen Wolf would be right up there, for sure. I've had so many different characters that some of them I've loved and loved for different reasons, because they let me learn something that I never thought I'd learn, and different projects for different reasons. So yeah, I can't. I mean, look, Zelensky was the bomb. It's such a great character. and I had so much fun doing it. But I mean, like Johnny Cage was pretty cool. Different projects I wish I could go back and do again. So yeah, a lot of different ones.
Oh, cool. So is there a show that you're currently binge watching?
Yes, there is actually. Susan and I had never watched Arrested Development for some reason. And so Savannah is staying with us right now, our youngest daughter, and she was like, well, you've never seen it, you gotta watch it. And I have laughed so hard. I don't know if you ever watched that show, but it's pretty darn funny.
Yeah. I love that show.
Yeah, that's what we're binging right now.
Oh, cool. We just finished binge watching Teen Wolf, so then we were looking for new shows. And so we just started, there's a Netflix one that we love that the new season just came out. And it's with Asa Butterfield. I don't know if I'm saying his first name right. But it's a very funny show. And I should say it is definitely for older kids, but just for the hospital, I should say that, but it's very funny, and yeah.
Did you watch the first season of Ted Lasso?
Yes. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. It took me completely by surprise. That was amazing. And do you like what is it? Supernatural kinds of shows that are a little scary and that sort of thing?
Not usually.
Okay.
I mean, there are a couple that I really like, but that will sometimes definitely freak me out because I don't love the horror and
right.
But I can usually rationalize it since it's supernatural, except in the middle of the night I can't rationalize it. So
right. I remember those days, and my mom would be like, "Okay, you're not watching that TV show anymore." There was a British series that was on a few years ago that I absolutely loved, called End of the Effing World.
Oh.
That was actually the title, and it was about these two kids, and it was beautiful. You laughed, and it broke my heart, and it was amazing.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to see that. My mom and my sister watched it and then told me they didn't think I'd like it. So So I wanted to watch it, but I ended up not watching it. So
okay, that's fine too. So you watch more funny stuff usually?
Yeah, usually.
Cool. I'm down with that. I like to laugh.
Yeah. Too. So what song would be on the soundtrack to your life?
It depends on the day. Right now? Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know. Let me think about it. How about you?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It is, right?
Yeah, now I'm forgetting every song that recently since Tyler Posey released his EP, I haven't stopped listening to that. That's really all I've been listening to. So maybe one of those songs.
Right on. Yeah, that's a tough question for me.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll change it. What song do you have on repeat?
Oh my gosh. I gotta look at my playlist. Susan, help me. What song do I have on repeat? What? I can't.
How much we like the Killer.
That's right. I kind of like the Killer's new song, Sleepwalker. I think. Yeah, I've kind of been listening to that. That's pretty good.
Oh, cool.
Vampire Weekend.
Yeah, I like some of that album. Vampire Weekend's last album was kind of cool, and I can't think.
Yeah. Oh, well, my family and I love Vampire Weekend, so we do listen to their music a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talented people.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the most useless piece of trivia that you know?
The most useless, but I'm a wealth of useless trivia. Useless or useful or useless?
Yeah.
Useless.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have so much useless trivia rolling around in my head. Once again, I can't think of any of it. But if we were sitting and talking, I could suddenly come up with a useless piece of trivia. For sure. But right now, I'm a blank.
I constantly my mom tells me her brain is now just basically filled with all the stuff I tell her about pop culture. And so she doesn't really have like any room for like if somebody asks her about something else, she doesn't like, she's like, I have no room to now have that information in my head. So I'm always just like, you're welcome.
I know. I feel the same as your mom. How about you? What's the most useless piece of trivia you've got going around in your head?
I don't know. I know a bunch of like stuff about shows and stuff, which actually I can't say is useless in school. So
True.
Yeah. So usually I always said like if they had a quiz or like a class all about pop culture, then I would definitely, that would be like the one quiz I never actually get 100% on.
I can you know, like trivia games. I can nail them, and I just know a bunch of junk about junk. But right now, if I had to come up on my own, I wouldn't know it. But if I was asked a question about it, I could probably figure out the answer. I don't know. I'm on the spot. I can't come up with anything.
So, is there a line from a book, movie, or a song that's always or that's had a big impact on you?
Yes, I write. If I'll read something that's pretty great, I usually write it down in a list, which I don't have in front of me right now. But I don't know. Probably not like that's my kind of go-to thing. How about you?
I think my favorite movie, Shazam, I have two favorite movies, and those have definitely had a big impact on me, just because like I watch them all the time, like when I'm having anxiety or when I'm not feeling well or when my mood is just kind of down. They're my go-to movies.
Right. Any great lines out of them, or it's just you love the movie?
Well, so it's Shazam and Home Again. And then Shazam, there's one line where Freddy is talking about like in just these couple superpowers, if you could choose between the two, and he's talking about invisibility, and it says like, and he says that that's the thing about invisibility, you end up all by yourself. And that has really stuck with me.
Yeah, I feel that. And that's a great quote. I always loved that there was a quote in I read Patti Smith's biography, and she was a musician. You know, she's still a musician. And she had a beautiful quote, and I'm going to get it wrong, but it was something like, and then by the ocean, where God is everywhere, I found peace. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's my quote.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So my last question for you, which I really don't want to ask because I'm having so much fun talking to you.
Well, don't ask it. We'll just keep talking with each other.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a big that I'm driving through.
Yeah. I'm not doing anything today, so I'm just talking.
We'll just hang out and we'll Zoom a little bit. It's all good.
Yeah. So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
Boy, so many people for different reasons. I mean, there are athletes that do things that are incredible. There are people who accomplish things that are beyond belief, either, scientifically, or they write something amazing, or they're actors or musicians or business people, or, and they just do these extraordinary things. And then there are probably the people who help other people would be the real superheroes, I think. And certainly in these past couple of years that we've had, they keep coming in, first responders, and people who have a tough time and keep going. Maybe you can be a superhero. You are a superhero. It's adversity, and you keep going, and you keep reaching out, and that's amazing. It's beautiful. So ready? Go like this. That's a pat on the back. Pat yourself on the back. There you go.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anything else you want to know?
Now I'm drawing a blank on all my questions.
You know what? You asked great questions.
Thank you.
They were good, really good, and I kind of feel like a dork that I couldn't answer any of them because they were actually real questions. They required thought.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
you're welcome.
Thank you so much for calling in. This has been the highlight of my week, so thank you.
Well, thank you. It's been the highlight of my week, too. And be well, and definitely give me your contact info, and I'll send you something.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye-bye.